Dawn. The sun has not yet broken over the horizon, and the vast savanna stretches like a muted ocean of gold and green. A cool wind whispers through the tall grasses, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and distant acacia blooms. In this stillness, every sound is amplified. The soft rustle of leaves, the occasional thump of an antelope hooves, the distant call of a hornbill cutting through the morning haze. Hidden beneath the protective cover of a dense bush, a family of wildcats stirs. A mother lifts her head, ears twitching, scanning the horizon for both prey and predators. Her kittens, small and cautious, stretch and blink in the half-light, testing the world beyond their den for the first time. Each movement is deliberate, measured, a life finely tuned to danger and opportunity. The savanna awakens around them. The wind shifts, carrying the faint trace of a lion pride prowling in the distance, while closer, insects hum and the grasses shimmer with moisture. Here, every scent, shadow, and sound dictate survival. Peace is never guaranteed. It is a fragile interlude between storms of hunger, threat, and the instinctive drive to endure. Word count, 174. The wildcats on the savanna belong to a lineage that has endured the shifting tides of evolution for millions of years. They are small felids, typically weighing between 4 and 6 kilograms, with coats patterned to merge seamlessly with the tall, waving grasses of their environment. Each stripe and spot is not decoration but camouflage, honed by natural selection to conceal movement from both prey and predator. Their ancestors diverged from other felidae roughly 2 to 3 million years ago, a period when grassland began to expand across Africa, and life on the plains demanded speed, stealth, and acute sensory perception. Their habitat is a mosaic of open grasslands, scattered acacia trees, and occasional dense thickets. These savannas experience seasonal extremes. Wet seasons bring sudden floods and abundant prey, while dry periods can reduce water sources to a few scattered pools. In this ever-changing landscape, the wildcats occupy a precarious niche. They are primarily solitary hunters, yet family units, typically a mother with her offspring, form temporary alliances to maximize survival. Their diet is opportunistic but precise. Small mammals, birds, reptiles, and insects. Every hunt is a calculated risk, a test of timing and patience, for a single misstep could be fatal. Research shows that wildcats maintain home ranges of 1 to 3 square kilometers, using scent marking and visual cues to navigate their territories. Vocalizations, though infrequent, communicate warnings, maternal presence, and mating readiness. Unlike larger predators that dominate through size or strength, these felids rely on the integration of agility, acute hearing, and silent stalking to negotiate the intricate balance of life and death on the savanna. Their senses are tuned to detect the slightest disturbance, the brush of grass, the shadow of a bird overhead, or the vibration of approaching hooves. Observational studies conducted over decades reveal that maternal care is intense yet economical. Kittens are hidden in secluded nests for the first several weeks of life, emerging gradually to learn the nuances of hunting and avoidance. Mothers teach through demonstration rather than direct instruction, exposing their young to live prey, allowing instinct and observation to guide skill acquisition. Evolutionary pressures have further shaped behavior. In environments where larger predators roam, wildcats adopt crepuscular activity patterns, striking at dawn and dusk to reduce encounters with lions or hyenas. Seasonal variability dictates reproductive timing, litter sizes, and dispersal strategies. Through these behaviors, the species exemplifies a delicate interplay of risk management and opportunity, honed over countless generations to sustain survival in a harsh but resource-rich ecosystem, by early adulthood. Wildcat offspring are equipped not only with physical agility, but with the cognitive acuity necessary for survival. Their brains, though small, are highly adapted to pattern recognition, memory, and problem-solving, skills essential for tracking elusive prey and navigating territories laden with unseen threats. Research has documented that juvenile wildcats quickly learn to identify the scent marks of neighboring predators, distinguish between the calls of prey species, and anticipate the behaviors of larger carnivores that might threaten them. This learning is a combination of inherited instinct and experiential trial, an unspoken curriculum dictated by life itself. The social structure, though limited, is precise. Females are the anchors of continuity, establishing dens that may be reused for multiple litters, while males tend to be transient, their presence largely restricted to breeding opportunities. Mating is brief and ritualized. After copulation, males move on, leaving the mother to navigate the arduous task of raising her young. Such arrangements reduce interspecific competition and minimize risk to the vulnerable family unit. Studies indicate that female wildcats will defend their offspring vigorously against conspecifics or intruding predators, yet their strategy often relies on stealth and avoidance rather than direct confrontation. Predation pressures are a constant shaping force. Lions, leopards, and hyenas dominate the landscape, capable of dispatching a wildcat in moments. Even birds of prey, such as martial eagles, can pose a threat to kittens. These dangers dictate behavior. Movement is calculated, hunting ranges are confined, and vigilance is continuous. Camera trap observations and field notes reveal that mothers frequently relocate dens, sometimes multiple times within a single season, to avoid detection by these formidable predators. Each relocation is labor-intensive, requiring the careful transport of kittens and careful concealment of tracks. The savanna itself is both ally and adversary. Seasonal floods replenish the soil, stimulating populations of rodents and insects that form the dietary backbone of the wildcats, yet prolonged droughts transform lush hunting grounds into barren expanses. In these lean times, mortality rates rise, prey becomes scarce, and the energy costs of hunting increase sharply. Behavioral ecology studies highlight the adaptability of wildcats under such pressures. They expand foraging ranges, adjust activity cycles, and may opportunistically scavenge from kills left by larger predators, though always within the bounds of safety. Ultimately, the life of a wildcat family on the savanna is a study in balance. Their survival is neither heroic nor dramatic. It is measured in careful choices, keen perception, and the quiet efficiency of a species finely tuned to its environment. Every movement, every decision, is grounded in biology and shaped by the intricate web of ecological pressures that surround them. Observed over weeks, months, and years, this family reveals the rhythms of life and death, the subtle negotiations between predator and prey, and the resilience of small carnivores living in one of the world's most challenging ecosystems. One of the most striking aspects of wildcat behavior is their approach to survival biology. Unlike larger predators that rely on brute strength or pack coordination, these feelers survive through acute sensory awareness, stealth, and energy efficiency. Every movement is economical, every pause deliberate. Observational studies reveal that wildcats spend a significant portion of daylight hours resting in shaded grass or beneath shrubs, conserving energy for the moments when hunting or vigilance is essential. This conservation strategy is vital. The energetic cost of a failed hunt can be severe, particularly for a mother with dependent kittens. Hunting itself is an exercise in patience and precision. Wildcats primarily target small mammals, such as rodents, hares, and occasionally ground-nesting birds. They employ a stalk-and-pounce method, creeping silently through grasses, often halting for minutes to recalibrate distance, angle, and wind direction. Their vision, highly adapted for low-light conditions, allows them to detect subtle movements, while their whiskers and acute hearing provide spatial awareness in dense cover. Success rates in hunting are relatively low. Field observations suggest that only 1 in 10 attempts may yield prey, but the caloric value of each capture sustains a predator and her offspring, making each kill a critical event. Parenting and social interaction are equally calibrated to survival imperatives. Mothers teach through example, exposing kittens to live prey gradually, allowing observation to supplement instinct. Play behavior, often mistaken as mere frivolity, is a critical training ground for predatory skills. Pouncing, chasing, and mock attacks build coordination, strength, and timing. These early experiences determine future hunting efficiency and survival probability, illustrating the inseparability of instinct and learned behavior in a species so reliant on stealth and skill. Territoriality provides both security and challenge. Mothers mark boundaries with scent deposits, scratches, and visual cues. These markings communicate occupancy to conspecifics and help delineate resource access. Conflicts with neighboring wildcats are generally avoided. Direct confrontation carries high risk for small predators. Instead, avoidance and spatial negotiation maintain balance within the ecosystem, allowing multiple small felids to coexist within overlapping ranges without unnecessary loss. Intelligence in wildcats is subtle but profound, expressed not in tool use or complex social manipulation, but in rapid decision-making under constant threat. Field studies highlight their ability to adapt strategies according to environmental conditions. A mother may alter hunting times in response to the presence of larger predators, or shift den locations if a territory becomes too exposed. This flexible problem-solving is not learned in isolation. Kittens watch and imitate, internalizing behavioral templates that will guide them through life on the savanna. Even small adjustments, a change in stalking angle, a pause to let wind direction mask scent, can determine survival. Defense strategies extend beyond the individual. Mothers use a combination of concealment, vigilance, and relocation to protect their young. Unlike larger carnivores, wildcats rarely engage in open combat. Instead, avoidance and subtle signaling dominate. Observation of maternal behavior shows frequent use of dense cover for the den, rapid transport kittens when threats are near, and strategic silence to mass presence. These measures, while unremarkable in spectacle, reveal the depth of evolutionary refinement that underpins survival in an environment where a single lapse can be fatal. Rival species exert constant influence over the life of a wildcat family. Lions, leopards, and hyenas patrol overlapping territories, presenting both direct and indirect threats. Even snakes or large birds of prey can claim a kitten unawares. The family must navigate this landscape of danger with precision. Patterns of activity, hunting, and resting are tuned to the rhythms of these other predators, illustrating the interconnectedness of savanna ecosystem. Field tracking has shown that wildcats often shift activity to twilight hours, exploit microhabitats inaccessible to larger predators, and rely on cryptic behavior rather than confrontation. The moral neutrality of nature is evident in every interaction. Survival is dictated by energy budgets, risk assessment, and reproductive necessity, not by fairness or intent. A mother wildcat may abandon a den if it becomes untenable. A predator may strike without malice, and prey species respond instinctively to danger. This impartial system governs every aspect of life on the plains, shaping behaviors that are refined, relentless, and unsentimental. Observing the family over time reveals a network of strategies honed by evolutionary pressures, a testament to the balance that allows small predators to persist in a world dominated by larger forces. Late afternoon, the sun leans toward the horizon, casting long shadows across the undulating savanna. A wind has risen, carrying with it the metallic scent of dry earth and distant rain. The family of wildcats has ventured from the safety of their den, the mother moving cautiously, her ears flicking to catch every rustle in the grass. Her kittens follow, small shapes weaving through the golden stalks, their movements tentative but increasingly assured. A sudden tremor disturbs the ground, a herd of impalas galloping in the distance. Muscles tense, ears pivot, tails flick. But the mother's attention is drawn elsewhere. Through the grass, a lone hyena approaches, its dark silhouette barely discernible against the shadows. This predator is a formidable adversary, capable of killing a kitten or driving the family from their territory. The wind shifts. Scent reaches a hyena before it reaches the wildcats. Both predator and prey pause, locked in mutual awareness. The savanna's silent save for the distant drum of fleeing hooves. The mother calculates the risk. She positions herself between the hyena and her kittens, low to the ground, eyes fixed, tail flicking with nervous energy. The hyena circles, testing, sniffing, seeking weakness. For minutes that stretch into eternity, neither party makes a decisive move. Then, with a sudden, practiced instinct, the mother slinks into thicker cover, guiding her kittens through an improvised corridor of grass and shrubs. Each step is deliberate. The slightest noise could betray them. The hyena advances, jaws snapping, but the wildcats vanish like ghosts, leaving only the trembling grass in their wake. Nearby, prey animals resume cautious grazing, unaware of the drama that has just unfolded. The family pauses once out of sight, hearts racing, muscles taut. Survival is neither celebrated nor lamented. It simply is. Every decision, every movement, has been dictated by the unforgiving logic of life and death on the savanna. Night falls, and the savanna transforms into a labyrinth of shadows and faint shapes. The mother leads her kittens toward a secondary den, a secluded hollow beneath the roots of a fallen acacia. Every step is a negotiation with the terrain. loose soil, hidden termite mounds, and the whisper of nocturnal predators. The air is thick with the scent of distant lions, carried on the cool night wind, reminding the family that danger is never absent. The kittens, though small, mimic their mother's movements with growing precision. One pauses, whiskers quivering, eyes locked on a flicker of movement. An insect, harmless, yet an essential lesson in focus and restraint. The mother allows the moment, teaching observation and patience through silent demonstration. Survival is learned in these incremental steps, where attention to detail can spell the difference between life and death. Hours pass. A nearby call, a low, guttural sound, signals the presence of a leopard patrolling its territory. The mother freezes, pressing her kittens low into the ground. Time slows. The predator's shadow stretches across the grass, scanning, scenting. The wildcats remain immobile, relying entirely on camouflage and the instinct to vanish into their surroundings. After tense minutes, the leopard moves on, uninterested in concealed prey that it cannot detect. The family exhales in quiet relief, the lessons of the hunt, the stalk, and the shadow imprinted in the kitten's memory. Dawn approaches once more, and the cycle of survival continues. The mother and her young emerge from cover, cautious yet resilient. Energy is low, but instinct compels movement, exploration, and the continuation of life. The Savanna, indifferent yet demanding, watches silently as the family adapts, learns, and endures. Each encounter, each narrow escape, reinforces a delicate balance of predator, prey, and environment, a choreography honed over millennia. Word count, 285. The morning after the night's trials finds the family regrouping within the relative safety of their primary den. The kittens, though unharmed, show signs of fatigue, limbs heavy, eyes half closed, and movement slower than the previous day. Field studies confirm that such high-tension encounters leave physiological traces, elevated heart rates, cortisol spikes, and temporary reductions in exploratory behavior. These effects, though transient, underscore the cost of survival on the savanna, even when immediate danger is avoided. The mother begins to groom each kitten meticulously, a behavior that serves multiple purposes. Beyond hygiene, grooming reinforces bonds, calms stress responses, and maintains the delicate fur patterns that provide essential camouflage. Observational data reveal that these periods of restoration are critical. They allow energy to be conserved, muscles to recover, and the young to remain alert for the next inevitable challenge. A lapse in such maintenance could reduce hunting efficiency or heighten vulnerability to predators. Territorial checks resume cautiously. The mother moves along familiar paths, scent marking and observing the subtle signs of neighboring predators and rival wildcats. Camera trap studies highlight that scent and spatial memory are essential survival tools. A misstep in territory management can invite confrontation or lead to resource scarcity. The family's presence, though quiet and often unseen, shapes the microecology of their immediate range. Small mammals, insects, and birds adjust their activity to avoid detection, creating a dynamic network of interactions that reverberates through the ecosystem. Hunting begins anew, carefully calibrated. The kittens, now more alert, attempt small pursuits under the mother's watchful gaze. Success is partial. Some prey are captured, others escape. Each hunt provides critical feedback, reinforcing techniques, teaching patience, and strengthening the young's motor skills. Documented field observations suggest that repeated exposure to varied hunting conditions significantly increases long-term survival rates. By the end of the morning, the family has replenished energy reserves, but the lesson of the hyena and the lurking leopard remains ingrained. Safety is provisional, and every advantage gained in life comes with the price of constant vigilance. As the day advances, the family disperses temporarily to forage within the safety of their den's perimeter. The kittens, now emboldened by experience, explore the grasses with increased confidence, testing stalking techniques and refining pouncing accuracy. Behavioral ecologists note that these periods of semi-independent practice are crucial. They allow juveniles to integrate instinct with experience without exposing them to undue risk. Each captured rodent or insect reinforces motor skills and sharpens reflexes, gradually building the competence required for independent survival. The mother, ever vigilant, monitors the horizon, She navigates the landscape with intimate knowledge of hidden depressions, thorny shrubs, and shifting termite mounds, avoiding areas where larger predators have recently passed. GPS collar studies and camera trap monitoring reveal that wildcats rarely stray far from cover when moving across open terrain, demonstrating a finely tuned balance between foraging necessity and exposure risk. Her actions are methodical, almost invisible, yet they ensure the continued well-being of her family in an environment that tolerates no error. By afternoon, subtle social hierarchies within the family begin to emerge. Kittens compete softly for access to prey or attention, establishing dominance through non-aggressive interactions, such as posture, eye contact, and controlled pounces. Such patterns, documented in longitudinal studies, reduce violent conflict while preparing individuals for eventual independence. Meanwhile, the mother's role remains constant: guidance, protection, and the careful calibration of opportunity against threat. The day closes with the family settled beneath a familiar acacia, shadows lengthening over the savanna. Their bodies bear the minor tolls of hunting, evasion, and exploration, scratches from thorny grasses, faint abrasions, and the lingering fatigue of adrenal exertion. But these marks are the quiet testament to life's persistence. Ecologists, observing similar populations, note that such daily cycles of exposure, learning, and conservation maintain both individual fitness and ecological balance. The savanna itself continues indifferent, a vast stage on which these small predators perform a sequence honed by millennia: vigilance, adaptation, and endurance in the face of constant, impartial challenge. In the quiet of the approaching night, the family of wildcats rests, bodies entwined in the shelter of tall grass, eyes half closed, but senses alert to the faintest whisper of wind or movement. Their existence is neither celebrated nor mourned. It simply persists, shaped by instinct, circumstance, and the relentless demands of survival. Each hunt, each narrow escape, each measured step through savanna is a testament to adaptation and resilience, a life lived in the rhythm of awareness and response. Nature offers no assurances, no reward beyond continuation of life itself. The mother teaches through example, the kittens learn through experience, and the ecosystem balances itself with impartial precision. Predators, prey, and environment form an intricate web in which each thread is vital yet fragile. There is neither malice nor benevolence, only the impartial logic of survival, a choreography refined over millennia. Watching the family, one is struck by the quiet dignity of existence lived entirely on the edge of possibility. Peace is provisional, safety fleeting, yet persistence endures. In these small, careful lives, the savanna reveals its fundamental truth. Life continues, not through choice, not through morality, but through the unwavering negotiation between threat and opportunity. It is a story of endurance, of balance, and of the subtle, inexorable rhythm that governs all living things. This completes the full cinematic, observational, and scientifically grounded wildlife documentary script for your